Yo, it's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's time for a episode of Marcus in the Man Cave, and this is episode 20 of Marcus in the Man Cave. 20 weeks, 5 months of coming to y'all, bringing y'all some fun content and things to talk about, and I couldn't do it without my main favorite person in the whole wide world. She's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's just everything that you could ever want in a co-host for 20 weeks. Miss Janelle Mayfield, how you doing?
Oh, how are y'all doing this evening?
We're doing good. We're doing good. We got some other people in the studio tonight. We got Erica back. Hey Erica, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey. We got Miss Fire here herself, Jasmine, back. Y'all know it's always a good time with Jasmine. How you doing, Jasmine?
Hi guys.
I cannot.
And then we have a special guest for episode 20. This man has been instrumental in helping us get started here. He's been technical support. He's been a good friend. I've been around the world with the man, and I appreciate his friendship immensely. He's the host of BNY Podcast. He runs a whole network, BNY Network. So if you are not following him on Instagram and on Facebook and everything like that, you need to start doing so. Mr. Ricky Williams, how you doing, man?
Oh man, what an introduction! Oh, we live, baby, in the man cave.
Yep, we live. So as you see, he's in his studio there. We're in our respective studios because our budget is obviously lower, but we're gonna bring y'all great.
We not poor.
Yeah,
We're just all on different sides of the country.
Thank you, Darnell. Thank you for saying happy 20th episode. We appreciate it, bro. Thanks for coming to listen. I want to get to a few things, but I want to say thank you to Miss Gabriella Cole for making this beautiful mug that you see behind me.
Ooh.
Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Man, I got my tea in it, as y'all can see. I'll be sipping this throughout the show. And I just want to tell her thank you because she did this without asking for anything back. She said she just wanted to support the show, and I love it. So if you guys have Instagram, follow her at Crafty Travels, and you'll see all the other stuff she does. She does like wine tumblers, mugs, glasses, stuff like that. She's amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Ross says, I want a mug. I got coins. Okay, I will make sure you get a mug. I'll make sure the team gets mugs. I really will. Let me go to Janelle. Janelle, what did you do over the weekend?
We went to a pumpkin patch. It was so beautiful. I was shocked. It was like a top tier pumpkin patch. It was gorgeous. And then we just relaxed for the rest of the weekend. It was really nice. We're getting ready for Zaire's second birthday, which is on Thursday.
Okay. Thursday,
birthday,
man.
Zaire.
2 years already. Man, what a blessing. What a blessing. Happy birthday to him. I hope he gets everything that he asked for. And if mama don't do it, we gonna get it. Jasmine, what did you do?
I celebrated my birthday.
Hey, birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. I turned 31. What was it? Wednesday was my birthday? Yeah, Wednesday. And I went to a mimosa festival and got litty. Came back to the house with some friends and family and got even more litty. And forgot that I'm old and laid on the couch all day.
You have to stop saying that.
Listen, I can't drink like I used to. And I don't know who I thought I was on Saturday, but the grown woman that can't drink like that told me on Sunday, you knew better. So, yeah, I'm still trying to recuperate, to be quite honest.
Okay.
Can I say something about that? I can't drink as much either. And I can't stand people that can still drink and be acting like I'm such a lightweight. Do y'all get that? Like, do y'all talk to people that like are drinkers? They're like, you ain't drunk yet. Like, I am. Okay, I don't drink like you.
We airing personal problems. We got some happy birthdays from Charlotte. Charlotte says happy birthday. Ross says happy birthday. Lula says hello, fellow Libra. Happy birthday. Ricky, what were you up to this weekend? I saw you out with the kids and watching your terrible football team do whatever they do. So what were y'all doing?
Oh, that's right. You feeling Super Bowl vibes now?
Not really.
With Dallas. This was it, week 4?
Not really. I know
Okay,
them.
all right.
I've been a fan too long. I know who they are.
It's gonna come crashing down. Nah, but let me get back to it. The kids, dude, you know me. Anytime I'm here for the weekend, and it's not many weekends, but try to spend time with the fam as much as possible. A couple games this week for the kids. They did great. You know, all good effort all around. That's all I can ask for. So yeah, any time with the family spent is a weekend always great.
Lamont says, I know that guy, Ricky Williams. And
I was with Lamont this weekend too as well. Shout out to him.
Cool. Erica, what did you do this weekend?
Oh, not much. I hung out with a couple friends this weekend, but nothing that exciting.
Cool. All right, there's nothing wrong
Had
with
most
that.
of myself.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that. This weekend, I decided to try to learn a new language, Tigrinya, and I tried to learn some language. Like I was trying to. It's from Eritrea, in Africa, and I was trying to learn it. I've been there a few times. I've been in the Ethiopia region, and I just never really picked up on it. So I've been trying to dive into some culture that I, as being an African American, I don't know where I'm from. I don't really know, where my people or, my beginnings are. So I try to pick up a little bit of everything where I travel to. And so that's what I was doing this weekend, thanks to a friend that has been trying to help me. But I'm sucking, and I promise her I will get better.
Oh, wholesome.
What was that?
That's so wholesome.
Yeah, I try to do something wholesome because I've been wild in these streets. So I had to.
Can you give us a word?
Not Marcus.
Can I give you a word?
Yeah, Tigrinya, go ahead. Let's hear it.
No, let's not hear it because I'm not.
I want to hear him being wild in
I
the
won't hear
streets.
the end of it. But
Right.
I do have a Dusty Grape award to give out. I have a Dusty Grape award to give out, and it goes
Who is
to
it?
all you women's.
Is this okay? Go ahead.
All y'all are Dusty Grapes.
He's on his own with this one. I'm
And
setting this one out.
I want to
Good
tell
job.
y'all why. This weekend, on October the 3rd, was National Boyfriend Day.
Oh my god.
Oh,
And
I'm
I
ready for this one.
didn't see
All right, I'm back in
a
the game.
daggum post about National Boyfriend Day. Now, y'all talk all that mess. Oh, yeah, we need to be there for our kings and all this. And I didn't see a daggum post. Not even a pair of Hanes underwear was given to a brother on Sunday. I didn't see it. Now, I feel like men's holidays get the short end of the stick. Mother's Day, every restaurant gets, every deal, every buffet is open. What do we get? Michael Jordan and some Hanes. Like, that's all we get. And then
That's all.
National Boyfriend Day, didn't see anything. So men, Father's Day is like the cantaloupe of holidays. Nobody really likes it. But National Boyfriend Day is the honeydew. It's the one thing nobody wants.
I like honeydew.
And everybody is ignoring. You like honeydew?
Yes.
Well, I ain't seen that. No, this ain't about you. Do you be quiet? But all y'all are Dusty Grapes for that.
Oh, I'm married.
All of them. Well, he's
And
still
I'm single,
he's still
so
dating you.
I'm
If
single,
he's still
he's
taking you
single.
out on dates, there should have been y'all should have said, even though y'all should have said my boyfriend married me, happy National Boyfriend Day. But y'all didn't. Y'all didn't.
Bye.
Y'all all are Dusty.
He's not wrong. There wasn't one post. I didn't even know it was. So actually, Marcus put something out there.
And so I'm gonna shout out Kiara.
Day.
No, I'm gonna call names because Kiara. I told her I was gonna do it, and she says it's okay.
Here and ask
Let
him
me
if
talk.
he even.
Hold on, let me talk. Kiara says, she said, stop. She commented on the post. I put it up on my page. She commented. She said, stop making stuff up. I didn't make this up. But the minute I said that, and she went and looked at it, all of a sudden I see a post. Oh, I love my boyfriend. Don't do that. Don't do that and act like you knew. You didn't know. Y'all all are Dusty Grapes today. Every last one of you.
I've never celebrated that before, though, even when I wasn't.
Never.
Oh, we don't celebrate. Well, men, we're going to conveniently forget February 14th next
No,
year.
they're not.
No,
Convenient.
because that's an actual national holiday, so don't even
It ain't
do that.
national.
Don't even do that.
No bank is closed. No bank.
Mm-mm.
Ricky, are the banks
Yep.
closed on
Forget
Valentine's
about
Day?
Valentine's Day. If you want to, you're going to get cut.
Oh.
Trust.
Fact.
But where
You
It's
want to.
usually
Fine.
tactical planning around that time. Oh,
No.
baby, gotta fly again.
all y'all are Dusty Grapes, and I want y'all to know it. Y'all that little mushy grape that we always cut off into the trash can. That's y'all today. But I'm
Let
me read these comments. Erica says, Erica, I like honeydew. You messed it up, Erica. But anyway, Lula laughs at it. Ross says, whoever ends up with you, make sure you post Marcus on National Boyfriend Day. You're daggone right. These services ain't free. Oh, Kiara's actually watching. She said, whatever. We were on a baby moon, so y'all were on a baby moon, and you didn't take care of the man who gave you the baby. That's the great. You can't get past this great. No, but
you missed the.
No, I'm praying for a safe delivery for y'all when the time comes, though, Kiara, and I'm so happy for y'all too. Y'all gonna have a cute little kid. That's gonna be amazing. So claps up for that. So many babies being born at this time. It's beautiful. It really is. All right, I'll get off the Dusty Great rant for now, and we're gonna move into a section we haven't done before. This is a time for y'all to ask us questions, Q&A. So you can ask any kind of question you want in the chat. We'll talk a little bit about what happened yesterday, why we didn't have a show. But while we're doing that, y'all go ahead and post in the comments any questions that you want to ask specific cast members here, and we'll try to answer them. Don't be ridiculous, because I know where some of y'all work. But
ridiculous. That's fine. Ask
Yeah, this sounds kind of fun though.
But Facebook tried to take us out yesterday, y'all. They really tried to take us out, tried to stop us. It came back up, and we were trying to have the show, but Restream, the platform I used to restream the stream to you guys, wasn't working with Facebook very well. So we decided in our best interest that we wanted to bring y'all a good quality show, and we come back today. And I think Facebook strategically did that crap. I don't think it was a hack. I don't think it was nothing. I think the bad press was just the reason they got off that. Janelle, you're our social media savviness lady.
I disagree with that too as well.
They lost. There's no way that they would have planned to lose that much money. Their stock was horrific. There's
lost a lot of money.
And you know who's most addicted to Facebook more than anybody else? Is Zuckerberg. That man stayed up for weeks and months trying to get that code right. You saw a social network trying to get that code right to get that thing happen. That's real. That's real. There was no what's the word I'm looking for? There's nothing fake with that. That's exactly what happened. Anytime they lose a little bit, outage, that man goes off.
I mean, $7 billion to him though. Losing $7 billion ain't nothing compared to his.
It's nothing
network.
to him. But all I'm gonna say is, go ahead, Janelle.
You go.
Oh, okay. What I was going to say was these hackers, they continuously hack social media, but they hacking the wrong stuff. Hack Sally Mae and her friends. That's what we really want. Get this money up off our backs. Get it away from me.
Facts.
Or Instagram, Facebook, all of that. I mean, it ain't really doing nothing to nobody.
Yeah, it's childish.
It is childish.
Selfish.
Get rid of my student loans, buddy. Hack that system. Stop hacking our social media.
Yeah, the hackers work for Sally Mae. They coming after your bank account next now. You just said that.
But so Ross says,
Ross
says, anyone with a good story, what's the worst date you ever had? We got a preacher.
All right, Q&A.
Sarah says, speaking of babies, how do people feel about men bringing video game consoles to the hospital? Ooh.
I got 3 kids. I could talk on that.
Okay, Sarah. That's a. Okay. That's a. I'm gonna let the ladies with babies talk. And there's only one, so.
What's that thought on that question? I think Trevor did that, and I didn't care. We were there for so long.
That's what I'm saying. They're for almost 40 hours, days.
No, I mean, I get that. Bring a fire stick and keep it pushing. No video games, because dudes be getting way too into video games, and in that moment, I'm already losing my mind because I'm about to push a whole child out of my vajayjay, and you screaming on these video games. No, it's supposed to be a peaceful, tranquil place.
A whole second. What if I'm just chilling playing?
Yeah, Trevor's a very relaxed player.
I don't believe none of that. I don't believe in relaxed playing video games.
And he just turns it off.
Man, it gets too much. Trust me. I walk away from it. I'm like, I can't do this right now. It's causing me stress. I ain't trying to go through
You're supposed to be in the moment anyway, especially if that's your first child. Be in the moment with the one person that's giving birth.
20 hours?
So Ross says
it's like 25 hours.
Hold on, y'all. Yo, Ross says there was no time for that for us. We were completely done within 12 hours.
Yeah, it never happened.
Oh, shout out to you.
he never ended up playing it because I mean, so much is going on. But for people to actually take time to go crazy and like do that, he tried to get on the Wi-Fi and it wasn't working. And
To the hospital.
That was a blessing in disguise.
I enjoy when Trevor plays video games, so I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, you relax. He's doing his own thing, you know.
I go do my
your own thing.
That's
I need you to be in the moment with me.
What
You
is
need
the-
to be
What is the
present.
moment? How am I gonna be in
Hour
that?
moment?
Yeah, how am I gonna be?
You're supposed to be there to calm the
Yeah,
person
hold her
down,
hand.
to comfort them.
They got drugs.
that
They
Until you
got
get the epidural.
they got drugs to do that. They got drugs to do that in the
But
hospital.
what
I
if
don't-
somebody doesn't want to have drugs or can't do drugs?
well,
There
so,
are people that
okay,
can
so-
do those. So then
we
what?
have to answer the question specifically because they said to the hospital. So let's just assume both sides. If someone doesn't do drugs, I would hope that y'all would sit down and have the conversation before. Like you don't just show up with the
That's all natural. That's tough.
I don't know. That's a crazy question. I think it depends. Labor can last a long time. Now I ain't gonna say I'm gonna go to the hospital and just flip that game system out immediately. But if the doctor's telling me like, yo, this is gonna be a long process, I'm gonna be like, hey girl, you taking a little bit, so I'm gonna just, like I'm nervous too, because the guy's nervous too at that moment. We nervous about what's about to happen. So the
Whose
games,
nerves are more important, though?
I mean, your nerves are way more important, but I'm just saying video games calm us as men. Like they calm me down.
Can I answer Erica's question? To be honest, because if Trevor starts freaking out, I'm done. If he starts freaking out, I'm done. Like at that time, I don't have the energy to focus on my nerves. I need him to be that for me. So
do you fall asleep? Like, do you fall asleep when like? If
bro,
they
I
were
was out. I was
Okay.
out until that first contraction. That first contraction woke me up, and I grabbed his knee and I thought I it again.
So he can play the game if I'm sleeping. If I'm awake and I'm in pain, I need you to be awake.
Oh
too.
no,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
No, I'm not gonna be like, all right, baby, keep that noise down over there. I'm gonna take it. Like I'm not about to
Yeah.
do that. Like,
Get back and smash.
yo, I can't hear my boys in the chat. Like you too loud. Like I'm not gonna do that. Like no, I wouldn't play online or nothing. Like I'm gonna take the hospital's Wi-Fi while I'm trying to like. I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't do that. I would just be like in a local, like single player little joint. Like I'm constantly looking back at you, not caring if I get killed or nothing in the game. Just I'm trying to calm myself down. Like that would be
Just take your
wise.
mind off of it. Yeah, exactly.
Some when the kids go and they play with video games before their surgeries.
Yeah, they have like video games in the drawing.
Hey, for a while, I was just sitting there because nothing was happening. I was like, I'm bored. They don't have no good channels in the hospital.
Oh my God, they don't.
Sarah says, I just want him in the game, not the video game, though. I get it.
Amen.
I get it.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the title of the sermon.
There it
I
is.
want
Yeah.
There it is. That's a sermon. That'll preach. That'll preach.
That's a word.
That'll preach. But so if y'all got more questions, keep them coming. We like the questions. But did I? Yeah, I got that. All right. So cool. We'll talk about with COVID not being. Hey, Trevor, is that Trevor? Is Trevor gonna make an appearance on the 20th episode? Come on in here, Trevor.
Did you bring PlayStation to the hospital when we? No. Oh, he said no.
Is he? Hold on. But it's hold
All
on.
of us saying
Is he
said
against
with
it? Is he
conviction.
against it?
Thank you, Trevor.
Yes.
Is Trevor
Thank
against
you.
it?
Okay, moving on. I was wrong.
Is Trevor against it?
I brought the PS4 to the.
I said because we were there for so long, what would it have mattered? Okay, bye. Go on.
Great response.
Anyway, first of all, too, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the people who are sharing the link right now. I appreciate that. I'm watching a lot of people share the link on Facebook. Appreciate that. Shares don't cost a thing, and we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
It was. Oh, Ross says it was a PSP. Oh, so he brought the little pocket joint. All right, cool. So he was discreet with it. What you doing over there, baby? Nothing. A little backlight coming up. I feel you. Smart move.
Giving away age with that one.
I know, but they don't even make games for the PSP no more. What's he playing? Like, what was he-
That thing disappeared quick.
Mario Kart.
Oh
That
my!
was so.
What was he playing? Did you say Mario Kart on a PSP, Erica?
Sorry.
Get him out.
Get it. Oh. Mm.
Get him out. Get him out.
Yep. Got to get you out of there on that one. Got to get you out on that one. Yeah. That's terrible. But no, that still don't excuse y'all for being dusty grapes over the weekend. But all right. So next topic. Oh, Janelle, did you want to call me out for what I did? Did you really want to call me out for that? Are we gonna leave that?
I did. It's funny you remembered. I probably would have forgotten.
I take my lumps when I need them.
Everybody, what you said to me before we all got on here.
In the same way you said it too.
Can I
If crazy or not.
look? Can I have the context behind it. I'm gonna tell the context behind it.
You
So
give the context after you tell them what you said.
okay, so Janelle we were setting up for the show tonight, y'all. I'm getting all the videos in, and as I put Janelle's face in the little situation that y'all see on the screen, she had turned her head to the side, and so I said, "Oh, Janelle, your edges are growing back," or something like that. I said, "Your hair is growing back," and
It wasn't
look, y'all,
that.
Nah, it
That
wasn't that, and that was not the tone.
What do you say, Jeff?
Yeah.
It was like it was almost like oh my god, I can't believe your hair is growing back type of
now,
situation.
come on now, y'all wildin'.
That's
Y'all
the
wildin' on that.
tone that it was giving.
How are two people wrong?
Because y'all wrong.
How are
Y'all just wrong. But look, it
Oh,
was
this one, Marcus.
it was not meant that way. It was not meant
go
that
ahead,
way. No
give your
problem.
context. Give your
So the
context.
context is
Our faces were like,
the context
it, so-
is the context is like, and I want to be clear about this too because I've learned so much from Janelle through watching her go through this process. Like, y'all don't know, Janelle is one of the people I absolutely admire, which is why I chose her as a co-host. But I've like been, privy to some of her struggles and things, and one of the things she talks about, especially on her page, if y'all guys follow her on Instagram, is like postpartum hair loss. And so she has been, suffering through that and whatnot. You wouldn't tell by the way she does her hair. Like, it's always immaculate. Like, she's always.
Right.
Let me
You
say
making it better, okay?
All right, let me say myself now. And so seeing that, it was like, I know she's been, suffering with that. So then today I see it and I'm like, oh, well, that, like, look at that. Would you look like her skin looks great and her hair started to look great? And so it immediately just my feelings of excitement for her spilled out of my mouth before realizing what it would sound like. And I immediately, when it left my mouth, I was like, I'm done. And
Bruising, Marcus.
yeah, cruising for a bruising on that one. But it was all out of love. So y'all, I am also a dusty grape. So y'all know. So yeah, I'll take my dusty grapes. Yes, wow, yes, Raw. I said that. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it.
How can you believe him?
I didn't mean it like that, y'all. Y'all know I didn't mean it like that. Man. Toya said, "No, sir, you did not." Yes, ma'am, I did so, and it was not meant like y'all know. Y'all know I love Janelle. I would not.
Do we know?
Okay, I'm about to turn all these cameras off. We all going to bed. No, I was playing. But it's the 20th episode, so we had something extra to celebrate, and I tried to celebrate it, and it went wrong. So that's all I was doing. That's all I was doing, and I absolutely just missed the beat. Repent. I will repent on Sunday. I will go repent on Sunday. I promise. But love you, Janelle, and I didn't mean any offense by it, and I'm happy for you. Crap. So we're gonna talk about celebrities next. I feel so terrible. I still feel bad about it. We're going to talk about celebrities. And so with COVID and everything, we have a lot of celebrities pretending to kind of be experts at everything that's going on in the world, for whether it's COVID or abortion or things like that. And we're going to talk about some of them that we just do not like. So, Janelle, I know this was your topic, so how about you start us off?
I was specifically talking about Nicki Minaj, who came out and was speaking out of her butt. And then Bradley Beal comes out and was speaking out of his butt. I was not understanding why anyone, honestly, y'all, I feel like, and we said this earlier, we don't want to sound like shut up and dribble, and I really don't. But there are people who took time out of their lives to get educated, to do research, who put families and things on hold to become scientists and doctors. And if we need to get answers, we can go to them. Bradley Beal coming out comparing the vaccine to wearing a seatbelt was the most idiotic crap I've ever heard. And I be rooting for him. I really be rooting for him. That's just how I feel. I just feel like we take what they say too far. And I think that the way celebrities are praised and idolized is too far. Like, someone could wear a red shoe, and then the next day it's like, are red shoes the color of the summer or something like that? And I just feel like because they did
because
it.
a certain person did it, yeah. Ricky, how do you feel? And name us. You can name a celebrity that you think fits this mold.
So back to that point, we do give a lot of power to celebrities. Like anyone with a platform, a lot of people listen to. they're going to have, you have a responsibility. Like even us here in the man cave over at BNY, every time we take the show, the pod, you know, we have a responsibility to the information we're putting out there is at least as factual as possible. If not, I always tell the people, you know, fact check me. You know, make sure if I'm wrong, call me out. But I would never go against science and just spout out whatever, such as Andrew Wiggins has done. Bradley Beal, that hurts me as a Wizards fan too as well. I'm rooting for the man on the court, but that is what it was. This other celebrities, I'm not going to take away anyone's steam, but yeah, we have what we're doing here is good. This is how you take voices back doing podcasts like this. So it's more people going to say wild things. Nicki Minaj, you know, and it's going to be a conversation that's going to dominate media, and then it's going to change some minds. But hopefully so that there's enough strong voices out there that can take that message back. Now, as far as me, celebrity goes, I'll get off the COVID for a second. I got to call out Stephen A. Smith. I call Stephen A. Smith. The man got rid of Max Kellerman, and that show is complete trash now.
Yeah, it is.
That whole rotating host format, sports debate, it just doesn't work. Like here, y'all got you know, it's Marcus Janelle, and then you know you got different parts, but it's a face with that, so we know what we're getting. But it's Stephen A. Smith, who's already loud and annoying, and you got all these other people walking in with questionable opinions. It just makes for a bad show. Shane and Skip all day.
Yeah.
Shout out to Uncle Shay.
Yeah, Uncle Shay, boy, he's a national treasure, and I swear that anything,
Absolutely.
if anything happens,
I love him.
Love him.
Hey, the feeling's mutual.
What he said about Brady and Belichick, that joint had me laughing. Boy, he was like, "There's no reason to call your ex when she's already married."
Every day he got some gym, some bar.
Listen, I follow him on Instagram, and he's got to be one of the funniest people I ever follow.
He is.
What's his name?
Shannon Sharp.
Shannon.
Shannon
Sharp. Yeah.
He's good on Twitter too
He was
as well.
my favorite tight end when I was growing up, and just to see and to think he got fired off CBS because they said he couldn't, he wasn't a good speaker and he didn't pronounce words correctly, and that's why he got kicked off, and got replaced for old no lip Bill Cowher. But anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, let me go to Erica. Erica.
Yeah, so I feel like it's not the celebrity's fault that we put so much stake into. I think we should be blaming the culture and not the celebrity. It's not Nicki Minaj's fault that she's questioning the vaccine and questioning you know, if the experts telling us the right thing or not. It's our fault for looking to her for an answer. You know, I think I understand they have a voice, but they're not Nicki Minaj is not hosting a podcast. She was, but that's not what she did the platform. That's not what she said that on. She said that on her her Twitter, her Instagram or something like that. Yeah, so I feel like shame on her barbs that they're taking medical advice from her. She didn't say she's a medical professional. You know, not her. So I feel like that also
maybe she knows a lot about medical professionals because maybe she knows a lot about medical professionals, seeing that she spent a lot of time making herself, you know, acquainted with them, with her body and everything. All of it's
You're done.
I'm sorry.
You're done.
Anyway,
you're done.
I'm sorry.
You're
But
done.
anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Erica. Finish what you were saying. I'm sorry.
That's a whole different conversation.
She spent more time in the hospital than I ever had.
Shame on us, not shame on them. You know, I understand regular, because Nicki Minaj at the end of the day is just a regular person. She has distrust in the community like everybody else does. You know, what?
Regular? Are we?
Regular as in she doesn't have a background in science. She's just a regular person. She's a rapper. She has money. She's a celebrity. But again, there we go again, putting more stake into what celebrity means. She's just a person that got popular for her music. She makes a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't claim to go to school for biology, virology, none of that stuff. You know, so why are we looking to her anyway for? And that's also why I have a problem with her getting so much flack from the media and everything. Because it's the more power we give it, the more we're saying oh, her voice means something in science. It doesn't.
She's got a large platform.
And that's not my fault for not understanding.
Change the entire norm of news nowadays, if that was the case. I feel like you're absolutely right. We shouldn't be doing this, but unfortunately there are so many people that really look up to her. Her barbs, they went to the girl that her husband
you can admire someone without taking their their advice on science. She never said she was a scientist. So why is that even like who listened to her? Who said like, oh, Nicki Minaj says I'm not getting the vaccine now? Who said that? You know,
A lot of girls
yeah,
said that.
because and that's the shame on them, right?
But when she comes out and says something like it made such and such impotent, like he couldn't perform, you still do, even though you're absolutely right, like you're not wrong. But in reality, like unfortunately, too many people do follow her, and I think that to a certain extent, she knows that. It's 2021. She knows that she has a following, and she knows that she has people that listen to her. So when she puts that out there, that tweet is going to make its ripple effect and hit people, and people will be like, oh man, I can't have sex if I get.
But you know, I also feel like those same people who let think about the deciding factor were never going to get it anyway. Like, I feel like if someone's like really on like the fence of whether they should get a vaccine or not,
that's fair.
If Nicki Minaj is your tipping point, then you were never trying to take care of yourself in that way. You were never trying to understand for real anyway. If she was your tipping point, you know, and I think Nicki Minaj probably definitely regrets saying what she said now after she got so much slack for it. But I really don't think that she thought it was going to blow up that way. Just from her response, I don't think she thought it was going to blow up that way. And like, scientists don't always understand science. That's what science is about, asking questions. So I understand regular people who don't have a science background don't understand it, you know, and have this, especially a Black person who has distrust in it. You know, like there's a reason we don't trust. And that's also probably why, like, kind of goes back to your point, actually, though. That's probably why, like, we're quicker to trust like celebrities or people that we actually trust and have some kind of credibility with us, because like we don't trust science community as a Black community, you know, and we really shouldn't. Not only shouldn't, but I understand why we
just have to do more research in everyone. That's the part that sucks.
Well, people don't know how to do research either. That's another thing. But
you know what, you learn
that's
that.
a huge
That's
problem too as well.
Like you learn that in school too. Research, like people don't know how to look for credible sources.
We got too much stuff on YouTube, man.
People also just don't try. Sometimes I feel feel like there are a lot of people that just the first line in Google, they're like, that's it.
Yeah. People know how to search for what agrees with them, not anything objective. But let me read this comment. Lula says, right, Erica, we shouldn't look to her to be the expert. People are nuts to listen to celebs. Kiera says, right. I think the issue is not only do people look up to them, the reality is people are very affected by groupthink. The more people they hear, regardless of who it is, that agree with their position, the more emboldened people feel in the decisions they're making. And I agree. I agree with that. Jasmine, who's do you have a celebrity that you think is doing this, or somebody you just don't like?
Honestly, like I hate to keep going back to Nicki, because like but I don't believe that she did not think that what she was putting out there was going to blow up like that, because Nicki has been in this game way too long and knows what her following is and knows who all follows her. For her to be out there putting out information like that. If you don't know, don't say it like you know. Just say, I'm doing my research, which is why I'm not getting the vaccine right now. All that extra stuff that she put out there, she could have kept that in her household. But to be quite honest, for me, what can I expect from a woman who continues to enable sex offenders? She enabled her brother. She enables her husband, so much so that she's threatening a woman who was victimized by her own husband.
Come on, Jasmine.
And then says nothing when her barbs are victim blaming this woman who has spent years trying to heal from the situation that her husband put her in, and that she's continuing to be put in, because she even said that Nicki contacted her. I can't expect much from someone like that. In my eyes, that's not a woman, that's a fool. So I can't. And for her to put stuff out there, any celebrity that knows who they have as followers, that people are going to continue to follow them regardless of what they say, they need better people around them. First of all, they need a better publicist, because if they had a better publicist, they would have never been allowed to post any of that, and it would never be there. Because these blogs, they pick that shit up real quick. You could post it 1 minute and 20 seconds later, it's on a blog. So you need to think before you post.
Agreed.
Like I don't put my faith in celebrities, because what do they do for me? They don't pay damn bill. Not one celebrity I know has offered to pay my student loans. No. If I died today, nothing would happen. They wouldn't care. Mm-hmm. So why am I putting all this faith into someone who, like y'all said, has never studied these subjects. They have barely even done the research. And
Don't know how to research.
They compare the COVID vaccine and COVID itself to some of the most asinine shit in the world. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, just you saying that this dude can't perform now because of COVID or he got the vaccine. Ma'am, he got an STD. Just leave it at that. You don't know what you're talking about. He got an STD. Like, it's dumb. I'm not going to sit here and listen to somebody. If they don't have doctor of, what am I listening to them for? I'm going to do the research for myself. My parents, they raised me to be a leader and not a follower. I'm not going to follow somebody that I don't know to the ends of the world. That's not going to happen.
Yo.
Because at that point, am I really living?
Yo.
Or am I living for the idealistic somebody else
You gonna
has?
preach, huh?
Like,
you gonna preach tonight, huh?
I'm just saying.
The doors of the church are open.
Hey, love it.
Hey, but no, that's real talk. Shoot, you took words right out of my mouth. On that one, hey, but I would have to say, for me, a celebrity that embodies this is Kyrie Irving, and I hate it because I love watching him play. The man is phenomenal on the court. His handles are undisputedly probably the best in the game. Maybe you can, the only person close they ever talk about close to him is Steph, probably with handles. But I feel like he just likes to be contrary, just for the hell of it. First, it was with the whole Earth being flat, and that. Then he like picks hills to die on, like that are ridiculous. Like 1 minute I'm standing at like the whole standing with the Native American tribe. I was like, cool, that's fine. But then not showing up for your friends and stuff, that's ridiculous. Like, you still got a job to do. People are paying to see you. That stuff is ridiculous. I would hate to be on a team with him. 3, now he don't want this COVID vaccine. My thing is, if you really want to die on this hill, you're not Muhammad Ali. This is what you think you're doing right now. You're not. This is a totally different kind of a subject. If you want to die on this hill, go down this hill. Don't play the game of basketball no more. Quit basketball. Quit. If you really believe in what you keep saying, quit. I don't want to see you on the court. I guarantee when they tell you how much you about to lose off that check, you're going to be on the court. I don't want to hear that they all standing up. Like, y'all got way too much money to be so daggone ignorant. Like, there's no reason when you making $30 million a year, you won't take a shot. But we got people making minimum wage that have to take a shot to keep their jobs and are having to deal with it. Like, I might not want this shot, but to put food on the table for my babies, I'm going to take this shot. But y'all up here, some spoiled millionaires, debating this. There's no debate.
It's a shame on that.
Millionaire. I want to be a spoiled millionaire.
Yeah, like, I would love
I'd
to
like
have
to
that.
be a
Sounds like a
spoiled
nice life.
millionaire.
Me too.
And
All
the
my
thing,
bills be paid, okay?
and the thing
But
is,
I also
Oh,
feel
yes.
like
there's no stakes for him, though. There's no stakes for Kyrie Irving not taking this shot. If he doesn't take the shot, he leaves the NBA as a multi-millionaire. I think he's
Yeah,
made something like
that's fine.
159 million
So,
in his career. He's fine for the rest of his life. His kids will be fine if he plays his cards
Yeah.
right. There's nothing that's going to hurt you because you don't take it. But you got people literally out here. People who want to take the shot who can't because of health reasons. People who don't want to take the shot but can't because their family, like all the major airlines, are now requiring their employees take the shot. So now you got people literally, you got nurses being fired out here. Like, but y'all don't want to take a shot. Like, to me, if you want to die on that hill, quit basketball, tie them laces up, throw it over the telephone pole like in the old days, and be done. And be done. I don't want to see you on the court no more because you're ignorant.
So real quick, if he doesn't get vaccinated, he can lose $400,000 per home game.
I want to see him do it. I want to see him lose that money. Stand on that hill. Die up there.
Yep.
can I play devil's advocate?
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So one thing I'm going to say is, number one, I'm not that mad at Kyrie because Kyrie has been consistent in who he is.
Ignorant?
Kyrie has never not been this way. And I'm also going to say, if someone doesn't want to get the shot, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, you're a terrible person, like you're dumb, blah, blah, blah. If they don't want to get it, that's fine. But my thing is, you don't have to give the outlandish reasons as to why. You can just say, I'm just not getting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
and
it really
goes back to,
I don't need you to explain anything to me because you don't know. To be honest, I don't know everything about the shot, but I chose to get it. Like, I don't. But I just feel like there doesn't have to be this crazy, like weird Dr. Seuss story as to why you're not going to just don't.
But that goes back to having the right people around you. Because if Kyrie had the right publicist, the right people around him, he would have never said all that stuff. He just, I'm not going to do it. It's my choice. I'm not going to do it.
I don't think so. He has access to plenty right people around him. He just chooses to do Kyrie. like Janelle said, Kyrie's always been Kyrie.
Yeah.
But at some point, are you going to change some of the things that you do and some of the things that you say when it starts to affect your career? Because at this point, him not getting vaccinated and him saying these things are going to affect, yes, it may not affect him like we may think it is, but $400,000 is a lot of money to lose per home game.
I don't think
a lot.
1,041 games. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money to lose. Especially after y'all just got done playing in a freaking bubble. Y'all couldn't play in front of actual people. So now you sitting here letting all this ignorant stuff spew out your mouth and you about to lose all this money because you don't want to get vaccinated. I completely understand it, but you now have a job where they are requiring you to get vaccinated in order for you to play because you all are around literally thousands of people every time y'all play. It's not just y'all in that space anymore. Yeah. You're not just in there with 20 some other dudes and some officials. Y'all about to be back out here in front of these fans. Now, granted, fans may or may not be vaccinated, but they have that choice of whether or not they can and cannot go to that game. You really don't have a choice because that's your job. Your job is to go on the court and play and win so that you can get.
And that's
more
what
money.
gets me. People are always like, it's freedom. It's what America's about. Freedom. Yeah, you free to do what you want to do, but you're not free from consequences.
Exactly.
Like, you can do whatever you want to do in America. That is true. But it doesn't mean it's legal. It doesn't mean that it's right. It doesn't mean that you're on a moral high ground because you're in America. If an employer requires you to do something, you have two choices. Don't work for that employer or do what the employer says. So, Kyrie, if you and Wiggins and all them other dudes, when y'all see that checks start dwindling because they're not going to pay you, you make the decision. Do you want to play and work for the employer and follow the employer's rule, or do you want to get out? My thing is, there's people in them stadiums who might have someone who's high risk at home, who can't get that vaccine, can't take it.
I gotta be honest. I hear what you're saying, but if you got someone who's high risk at home, you shouldn't have gone to the game.
But it's not even just about the people that are playing, like at the game. You got the officials, you got coaches, you got other of your other teammates that may have that. So you're not just thinking about yourself in that moment. That's why I got the vaccine. I wasn't thinking about myself. I was thinking about the fact that I haven't been able to see my grandparents because all three of them have underlying conditions. And if I were to catch it and give that to them and they pass, that would eat me alive. That's why I got the vaccine. But I was thinking about the bigger picture, not just myself.
Let me read this comment by Jaron. Crazy, wild Dr. Seuss story. Someone told me with my biology degree that wearing masks is killing plants because the plants aren't getting the carbon dioxide we produce, the same carbon that is burning a hole in the ozone. And I think Regina. Hey, I think Regina's absolutely right. My dad used to say that. Unfortunately, common sense is not common.
That's my godmama, y'all.
Oh, hey, godmama.
Oh, shout out to
hey, godmama. How you doing? Miss Smith.
Today is her wedding anniversary, too.
Happy anniversary. Clap it up for the anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Look, we celebrating everything. Toya, don't say that. She's replying to Jaron saying they went to ITT Tech. Stop. They went to ICDC College. Man. Nah, let me stop. What is that Family Guy joke? They're like, congratulating my son because he walked into the bride and like, what did he do? Open the door. That's crazy. But that was crazy. But yeah. Oh, you're welcome. We always want to celebrate anniversaries. But yeah. Can I talk about a celebrity I'm tired of though before we get off this subject? And I'm sad to say this because I love this. I love the acting. I love it. But I'm done with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Done.
Oh, me too.
Completely. Completely done with it.
I just want another.
I'm sick of Jada. I'm sick of Jada.
Why do we need to know what goes on in your
I'm
marriage?
sick of Jada.
Why?
I'm sick of Jada because she hides behind psychological talk.
Also,
to make herself sound. What'd you say?
She's a pedophile.
Yeah, in the sense of the term, like I'm tired of hiding behind. I'm tired of them showboating and doing this stuff for the show. Like I'm sick of her like you weaponizing that language. I'm sick of Will being like, I hate the word simp, but he's simping. And this like, don't act like you were crying, you were so hurt about what she did, and now you talking about something we were in an open room. Like first of all, that's something we already knew. Like I don't think that was like new news. I thought everybody knew.
It was
wasn't.
open secret. It was an open secret.
Yeah, but I'm sick of them. Like to me, you're tarnishing. Like to me, he's tarnishing his like my look on his legacy with this this stuff.
What I don't
I think he's having problems in their marriage.
Yeah.
You said what?
I think they're just having problems in their marriage and just very public. You know, like I don't.
Yeah, I just don't.
We don't need to know.
No, but it's crazy.
I think because she does the show Red Table, and she's like, that's the whole thing about being transparent and accepting human experience, like that. She felt like she had to tell us because she's doing that show.
We don't
so
need to tell us
show, I don't
nothing.
think we would have known.
But my thing is, people have them as a standard of what marriage should be, and talking about, I love the way they're raising their kids to be free. Their kids are messed up. Them two kids is messed. I don't know about the older son, but Willow's all over the place.
Yeah, they messed up.
Willow's all over the place. Jaden.
Why do you think that?
I would love to.
I feel like
they're messed up.
I
I'll
want
let
to
Mark
say.
talk first.
I want to
Yeah,
say. I think Willow has suffered more than any of them. I think she has her dad's personality, a lot of her dad's personality, but her mom's shrewdness. But the thing is, I think she never she doesn't know who she is, which is why she experiments with everything. If you haven't noticed, she does everything. 1 minute, I think
she's also 21 or something.
Right, I'm gonna say she's.
I mean, that's
young.
fine. That's fine, but I think.
I was 21. Listen,
Yeah, but no, I'm saying it in this
I think
sense.
she's
I'm saying it
advanced
in
for her
this
age.
sense. I'm saying it in this sense. I think that by letting them be free, there's nothing wrong with letting your kids try to be free, but I feel like they didn't do any guiding with them at all, like any kind of like, reinforcing who she was. Like watching her Red Table Talk and watching her cry about herself was just like, dang, like y'all, did y'all do anything?
But she's so emotionally intelligent for her age.
Right.
I
Oh,
think
no,
she
she's
did a great
not.
job.
No, I don't know
Great
if I agree
job.
with that.
I
I
don't
don't know
see
if I
bad
agree
job. I
with
don't see train wrecks when I see them.
I see train wrecks.
All right, so Willow wrote a letter to Tupac asking him to come back to life,
Yeah.
to come back and help her mom out.
And y'all really thought that was like legit? Y'all didn't think?
I don't think it's legit.
That's
It's just crazy.
wild in itself for me to even say
it's
that.
just stupid.
I didn't see that. But
No, but I'm saying as far as the kids being messed up, because I just feel like Jaden is out here providing lots of resources.
water.
I give him that. I didn't say that.
Willow made outstanding music.
Yeah.
As a who was a black girl that loved rock and roll and alternative music when I was young, and I was in a rock band when I was young. My mom
Kurt
said it
Cobain
was-
made good music, but I mean,
R.
didn't
Kelly
work out
made
for
good
him.
music.
R.
All
Kelly
I'm
made good
gonna
music.
say is
No, we're
that
not about to compare Kelly and Willow. We're not about
I'm
to do
very
that.
careful with what I speak on people's children.
They grown. They adults now. They're not
It's like they
children
over
no more.
18.
They over 18. They adults. They're adults.
Saying a 12-year-old we talking about.
See, and that's another thing we do with celebrities we like. We protect them from the criticism.
I'm not
I
saying
feel like-
It's nothing about protecting them. It's just like I just don't see what you all are speaking of, because like you're talking about how Willow is doing all of this and she's doing all of that. She's extremely young, so this is the time for her to find herself. Everybody doesn't find themselves when they're teenagers. I for sure damn didn't. I'm still trying
I'm
to
not
find
saying
myself.
it's
when I'm
not about
30.
not
She
finding
speaks-
herself.
But she speaks better than most people, kids her age. Like,
Exactly.
I think she's very advanced.
Candace Owens
Hold
speaks
on.
well.
Let me-
For a young woman.
Let me read
She
these
is.
comments. Let me read these comments because this is one I want to get to. And Shannon is here. Hey, Shannon. Hey, but let me read these comments. Toya said, agree, Will and Jada are not the marriage standard. If these were regular folk, that marriage would have fell to the wayside. Not the wayside. Where is
But we
the
also
wayside?
wouldn't know because
But-
they just be regular folks and doing it inside their household.
My
The only
nigga.
reason
And let me keep reading. Let me keep reading. Lula says,
women.
she says, I'm so overhearing about them. It shouldn't be super public about everything they're going through. They can make a statement about their issues and leave it at that. Charlotte says, here we go. Shannon says, shake my head. They're just a family experiencing life in the public eye. People are too invested in them and trying to understand them. Let them live. My thing is, you can't say that like we're too invested in them and they keep putting stuff out. Like, then shut up. If y'all don't want people to invest in what y'all going through, shut up.
Yeah.
You can shut up.
I'll
Like-
say this. I am sick and tired of every year around the anniversary of Tupac's passing and his birthday.
Oh,
Jada always putting something else out there about her and Tupac. Sis, you've been married for 20 some odd years and you still bringing up this man. I understand y'all was close. We understand that. Completely understand that. Okay, cool. But every year, it's something new. It's a letter. It's a picture. Oh, I still have this and did it. Ma'am.
This is true.
Like,
She did say how he was like a
does-
mentor to her. Like,
Yeah, I think
yeah.
there's
He was
something
digging them guts
wrong
out. That's all that
with
was. I'm
still
sorry.
being in love with someone that has been deceased for 20 some odd years. It's giving. I don't know. It's something about the way that she's doing it. It's giving very. I don't even know the word. I can't find the word. It's odd.
It's called marketing, and y'all fall for it.
I'm not falling for it. I'm just sick of it. It's disgusting.
I don't like it.
But it's keeping their names in our mouths, though. It's keeping their names in our mouths, so that works in that sense.
Headlines.
I like Jada and Will.
Nah, Jada can go on.
I
somewhere.
think that what they're going through, we don't get in their business. But like, I don't see something outrageously like, oh, they're disgusting, I don't. As I say that, I forgot about the thing.
I was say she had a whole entanglement.
Why not say that?
No,
they're human. I don't know. They're having a hard time in their marriage. That GQ article that he just did was so unnecessary. We didn't need to know. Like, I thought we were done after the table talk, but I don't know. I don't like them still.
Nah, the whole that her weaponizing like help talk just hurts my feelings because people really need real people to talk to them like that, and the way she used it to excuse her what she's been doing out there. Nah, she became trash to me that moment. That's why she ate. What's that main character off of the Nightmare Before Christmas? She gonna look like that soon. She keeps talking about people. She gonna look like that.
Weaponize anything. I think she genuinely thinks
that's what I'm saying. I
she's
think
helping people.
Yeah, I think she's genuine. I don't think she's doing it on purpose.
What?
I don't think she's weaponizing. I think
No,
that's
she's
why
doing
I
it
like.
on purpose.
That's why I'm so towards her. In particular, I feel like she thinks she's trying to help. I think she's helping herself through this. I think it's like a codependent thing.
Ricky, you think
I think she's helping herself stay relevant.
Hey man, because she ain't been in that movie. She ain't been in that movie.
But girl,
Tyler Perry, you know you bad. You know you bad when Tyler Perry ain't picked you up. If Tyler Perry ain't picked you up and put an ugly wig on you, you know you've been done. You know you've been done.
That one didn't work.
She's definitely been in stuff, and to be quite honest,
What
TV,
stuff?
if you get on the show,
What
was
stuff?
it Gotham?
She ain't gonna act no more. The movie
She really don't. She getting residuals from a different world still playing. But at the end of the day, though, to be quite honest, TV money, if you get on a television show that continuously has multiple episodes and multiple seasons,
but she's not a recurring
that's more
character.
money than movie money.
She's not a recurring character on Gotham, though.
She was kind of
shown it a couple years ago.
Couple
she
years
wasn't a main character, but she did have a big part, and she was in a lot of those episodes. So she's going to continue to get money. She doesn't have to act anymore if she doesn't want to.
I think the argument is her getting money. Nobody's saying that.
Yeah, no one's saying about her getting money. We're just saying if she shut up and didn't say anything, people would forget she even existed. Lula says, right, I don't think about them until I hear them doing something or saying something. And I agree. Shannon says, people bring that energy, though. They never confirmed anything about their relationship for decades, and everybody still made assumptions and talked about them even when they were more private. But we were right. I mean, with the assumptions came out to be right.
But I mean, right or wrong, people were making those assumptions, wanting them to speak out more. Now they speak out more. Now we sick of this shit. So it's kind of like, what we gonna do? Because we was making speculations when they was quiet, and now they coming out with everything that's going on in the world, and now we like, all right, shut the hell up. Like
now we don't want to hear it.
Well, what are we gonna do?
I never want speaking on it at all. I think it's important. Actually, I think it's kind of important to be, even though it serves both purposes. It keeps them relevant in a certain way, and also it's a different conversation on marriage and just relationships in general.
It humanizes them too. Instead of glamorizing their marriage and them being celebrities, it makes them more human too. That's why another reason I'm trying to give them like not a pass, but like a little bit more rope is because like they're human. They're showing that they're human. Like they couldn't tell us shit.
And also regurgitating it may be the way that they heal.
Exactly.
Well, you don't gotta be on social media to do that, though.
What I gotta say or no?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So, married, I used to write a blog, and there were times where I would want to regurgitate how I felt, and I did it through my blog, and I would post it. granted, I talked to him first about it. He would know like what I was going to post, but that is part of what made me feel better after the situation. I know that we talk about marriage and how we should be intimate and keep our stuff private. And I know that for me and Trevor, that works. But honestly, maybe putting their stuff out in the open is what makes them feel better in a very weird, sick way.
Yeah.
But marriage, until you get into it, I feel like you can't really say much because
She told me to shut
marriage
up
is
because I'm not
completely
married.
different for every single person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or we
And
just
imagine
oh,
how lonely that
wrong
is
for doing
too.
that.
Imagine how lonely it is, like where people make it, like I don't know, like you're in the spotlight but you're alone. Like I don't know. I feel like them coming out was their way of trying to show that they're human, trying to connect more to the human experience that we all experience every day. I don't know.
I'm so tired of them. I don't think it's healthy at all. But
Yeah, I don't need to hear it. I never cared
whatever
enough to
works
hear
for
it.
them and makes them sleep at night, do you, boo boo?
I will say something though, Marcus. You said something wild. You said it's messing up the way you look at Will Smith's acting.
It's messing up the way I see his legacy as a
His legacy. Did you not see that new Serena and Venus Williams movie trailer coming out?
I'm waiting for that.
Is it out?
I do
Oh,
look.
okay.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's not out yet.
No, it's not. It's not out. It's not. The trailer came out. The trailer.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that.
Me
Will
too.
Smith about to kill that role.
He is, and I'm sure he will.
He
But
can
it's
act.
like
That's
it's like I
acting
see that, and then I have to deal with that. It's like, oh my god, like shut up. Like, thank you, Brenda,
I feel
for
bad for him. I feel bad.
wishing us a happy 20th episode. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying your time. Regina says social media is some people's main platform. That is their audience. That is why they tell it on here. But my thing is, we don't need that to validate. Like, why you want us to validate you?
Oh, Marcus,
Because you don't feel alone.
What'd you say?
Scroll past it.
Okay. Okay. Shannon says, whatever works for them, they gotta deal with each other, not us. Okay, that's fine, but then stop telling us.
Shannon's messaging is true. She said the same thing when she's sitting on this couch here.
Yeah.
Shannon don't give a damn. Like,
No, Shannon don't.
their business is what it is.
Behind that smile is a real.
To just do whatever.
Yeah, they can do whatever. Just shut up about it. That's the way I feel. But anyway, where we at next? So our next topic is something that's really interesting. I think it's especially for the millennial generation. We've seen a lot more people like kind of back away from organized churches and like, you know, certain denominations and embrace more of a spirituality thing. So we're talking about not relationships, religion versus, y'all got me messed up with old Will Smith. Religion versus spirituality and where we find ourselves at this time. So why don't we start with Jasmine? Because you've been on fire tonight. So we're gonna start with Jasmine. How do you feel? Like, were you raised religious, and where are you now?
I mean, I wouldn't say like we were heavily religious. We did go to church just about every Sunday since I was a kid. But I found as I got older that I just wasn't really feeling some churches. Like for me, I'm very heavily in music, and a church can really appeal to me when the choir is good, the praise team is good, because I need to be able to really feel it. Because some preachers, they don't do it for me. I can't do a preacher that's going to sit here and say the words, and then 2 seconds in, you sweating and hooping and hollering, and I'm not getting anything out of it. I need you to be able to teach it to me without all that extra stuff. If you're going to do all that extra at the end because you want people to get all riled up, okay, I get it. But give me the message. Give me the lesson first, and then do all that extra. And then you have some that, you know, they try to give you the lesson, and then they still do that all that hooping and hollering, and it doesn't fit anywhere. So it's like, what's the purpose? So like I have, like, and it's one of the reasons I haven't really found a church since I've been to Atlanta, because I can't find a church like that for me. Either the music is all right and the preacher is all right, or everything is just bland, period. But I mean, that's just me though. And I feel like I can be spiritual without going into the church house at this point, because I'm getting more from actually reading the word on my own and speaking to my godmother and things like that. Like I can do that because I'm not getting anything out of the church anymore. When I was younger, yeah, I was getting it mainly because I wasn't really paying attention to the word and I was just there to sing in the choir. But as I get older, I need to be able to be fulfilled in every aspect when I get to the church. And church be too long. There's no reason, absolutely no reason why we are in the church for hours on end. 2 hours tops, bro. Like it don't take all that. It really doesn't. 1,700 people don't need to pray. You don't need 17 people to go up and make announcements. Everybody don't have to give their testimony. And then, okay, last thing with this, you have those habitual shouters that are just shouting for show. The preacher or just somebody going up to the pulpit can say, "Good morning, saints," and you got somebody running around the church. Like, for what? Good morning, and you ready to start shouting, and you do this every Sunday, and we gotta wait until you finally get it together and sit down so we can actually do something within the service. Like it's become way too much for me. So for me, I can be spiritual. I can be still within my religion without having to go into the church. The Bible's right here in front of me. I got it on my phone. I got it in physical form. And I can call my godmother if I want to.
Let me read Regina's comment because she says, "Amen, Jasmine. 1 hour and 15 minutes too. You can dance your way to the parking lot." Amen. I feel you. I absolutely feel you. Well, let me come to Erica. What's your feelings on this, Erica? Have you left organized church, or do you still find value in it?
So I definitely agree with a lot of what Jasmine was saying. I feel like I'm at the point in my life now where I don't want to do things. I feel like a lot of people go to church because it's part of their like just a routine or just performative, like part of their identity. Like they look for the community in their church, which that there's total like value in that. But for me, like when it's like just community and just like part of my identity and not like actual spiritual experience anymore, that's when I have a problem. Like I try to live my life in a way that's genuine and authentic, and I'm not going to go to church just to go to church. So I think that I found myself doing that for a second, and that's when I like took a step away from the church. Not taking a step away from God, but took a step away from just organized religion. So I feel like I haven't leaned more towards the spiritual side, but versus like just religion. But in recent years, I haven't found a church home myself right now, and I won't join another church until I feel like it feels like a church home. But I haven't really appreciated like the new or like millennial pastors like Sarah Jakes, and I like Pastor Todd does a lot, but I like him too, Mike Todd, because I feel like they approach topics. First off, they're not long. Like Jasmine was saying, I can't be in church for 5 hours. I have other stuff to do. But the sermons are, I feel like, appropriate length, and they address topics that, like, you know, I feel like a lot of churches I grew up with didn't address, at least not in the same way. You know, like so yeah, I feel like everybody should be spiritual first or religious second. You know, that's how I feel.
All right, I like that. Ricky.
Oh my God! No pun intended. No pun intended. I promise. Hey, yeah, definitely grew up at church. Look, I remember sometimes getting at 9, leaving out like at 3.
No.
I'm like, this is ridiculous.
For what?
And
Why are we there all
the
day?
benediction, then babies had to get blessed. It's like 15 babies in line. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not leaving here. I'm sleeping here. I'm getting dressed for school, and I'll be here the next day. It's too much. It's too much. I haven't been, like I said, I grew up at church all my life. I haven't been in an organized church in years. It's a lot. Like, I already work 5 days a week. Then, you know, Saturday I'm up, and then Sunday I get myself 3 other kids, small children ready to as well. It's too much. And not to mention, the good book says what? A personal relationship with Christ. Now we're talking Christianity here, just I guess for the record. It's I think that's been better for me personally, a personal relationship. I ain't the type to. I just can't sit there and listen to somebody. Now I've heard some fire messages too as well. Don't get me wrong. Let me get that. All right, the extra 4 hours on the front and back end, it's just too much. Like I think I think Erica said, like I got things to do. I got time is money. So I can't really live life. You have the Bible in all sorts of places. I mean, you can have it in podcast form while you're driving to and from work. I can listen to it Spotify, Apple Pod, anywhere. So as we've evolved technology, the church can evolve with it. So it's not, my presence isn't really needed in there. And not to mention, last point, and I'll move on. I won't get too long-winded. I don't like dealing with church folk. I can't do the fakeness. I can't deal with the
Politics.
the politics. Put on your best dress and your best face. Let me see who you really are. Give me a Wednesday afternoon. When we at the grocery store and the line a little bit too long. Give me something real, man. So all that above, I can't really do it. I'll maintain my personal relationship and go from there.
The one thing that he said was really, like, I think is a big point for me too, is that like technology has changed. We don't have to be physically in a church to get to church. Relationship should be the most important part. So that was a good point. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Janelle.
So my relationship with religion changed once I realized that a lot of the stuff I was taught was passed down by slave owners. And when I started really reading and learning and understanding that this Bible has been transformed and translated so many different times, I really need someone that's going to tell me what this means and apply it to my modern day life versus sit there and like make me feel backslidden every day and like I'm real sad and I'm just convicted and I got to get this demon spirit out of me and I'll be good for the rest of the week and come back on Sunday and do the same thing. Now granted, I miss my church home. Trevor and I are members of Alfred Street in Virginia.
Good church.
Pastor John Wesley, listen. And the thing that I love is that I don't feel like that church is in competition. I hate when church feels like it's more of a business than a place to fellowship and just enjoy yourself. His sermons in church be an hour and 30 minutes tops and we be out. But really once I learned for myself that, and it's just like Ricky said, it's my personal relationship. I take a lot of the values and the things that my parents instilled in me. I still do them to this day because I feel like it has kept me full. It's kept me, it's something that's helped mold me. But a lot of my values and my opinions have changed. I haven't been in a church in a long time. Sundays are honestly our family day to go do family things or we rest at home. So
the Sabbath.
Yeah. And the church is the people. I think that people forget that literally in the Bible, the church is the people. It's not about going to a building every Sunday. Like just being among people is having church. So
I feel the same way. I mean, being a preacher's kid too, it didn't help. Like once my dad passed, trying to find a pastor that would work like that for me, because my dad was very big on my dad could hoop and holler with the best of them, and was really well known in Texas for it. But he was more concerned about teaching, like way more concerned about making sure you understand what you're reading. Like he wanted everybody to have their Bibles open and like looking at. He's like, so y'all know I'm just not saying anything. I want y'all to read along with me, and I will translate it from the Greek, from Hebrew, so you understand what these words mean and how this is phrased. Like, so people can't just read a passage and think they know what they're talking about. So he was really big on that. And with that being gone, like I moved here, and like it seems like a lot of the churches care more about, and like choirs are important, praise and worship teams, but they care so much more about the entertainment factor than actually teaching and helping people. So people leave the same way they came. They don't. There's no better feeling. And a lot of pastors hoop and holler, but they're not helping anybody because they're there for their own self gratification because they would like hearing themselves half the time. Two, to get all those shouts and everything. And I feel like that's a problem. I don't like mega churches because I feel like I'm going in with a whole bunch of people. Nobody knows each other. There's no, like, that's why I like my home church, because it was like small. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody was cool with everybody. So I miss that. I miss that relationship. But I think a lot of churches aren't talking to the people. They're more concerned about making people feel good than actually talking about issues that people want to actually hear about. Millennials are very specific on what we want. That's one thing I love about our generation. We're not taking mess anymore. We know what we want, and we want just that. Like, don't do anything else. Like, all that hoop and holler is fine, but you still asking me for offer money when you know I'm like behind on rent. Like, you ask me for all this stuff. You want tithes, but we don't have budgeting classes in the church. We don't have all these other things that need to be helping people. You know my kids are hungry, but you asking me to pray when the church coffers are full and you could be doing a meal ministry, but you're not doing that. But we having choir competitions and praise group competitions instead of actually using that time and energy to help people. That's what has turned me off from church.
I think that's the thing about our generation. Like we're like part of the age of information, so we're gonna ask questions now. I feel like we've been like the generations before us didn't ask the questions, and the forget Generation Z, they definitely not gonna take those. You're not gonna tell them anything. We're gonna ask our questions. I think that's what the church has been challenged with. Is people who aren't just going to the flow. Like we all basically just said, we love God, but we want something real. We're not going to church just to go to church, you know?
Yeah. Let me read a comment. Regina says, as young people, you do need positive reinforcement because this world is vicious. And if you're not grounded, it could possibly send you over the edge. God is real. And in the time of trouble, it's good to know he is there when no one else is. So as long as you have a relationship, you will make it. Amen. And I pride the relationship. I praise the relationship way over the religion. The religion is that's where people just get in those traditions and they just stay there doing stuff because that's what people have done. There's no real relationship in it. Toya said, yeah, I went to a church service recently that was just a lecture on gossiping, which I felt should have been addressed in a church meeting, not a service. Yeah, that was for members only. Email. You was in a members only meeting that day. Jonathan says, I think entertainment helps the spirit as long as it's pure. Amen. Everybody doesn't learn the same. And I agree with that. But we always know there's that one church member who likes to hear themselves pray long or, or sing, just don't want to let the song end because they just like everybody.
But we don't know the story. I mean, granted, that's just not for us.
We don't. But
I don't know the person's story. Okay?
I know the Lakers are about to play and you need to.
Yeah. I mean, but I don't know. It's weird for me because I think, because like I said, I grew up in the church and I was always, as soon as I could start talking, I was in the choir. Every church I've been I've been a member of, I was in the choir. And I think like the first time I ever really felt the spirit was during one of our youth choir performances. And I think I was like maybe 15. And like, I had been singing the song over and over again, rehearsing, but it was something about being full with the choir and us actually performing that I actually felt what we were singing. So like, that's why I'm saying like, for me, the choir, the praise team, a good choir and good praise team is always something that really attracts me because music speaks to my spirit on a different level, especially when I can feel it and feel the words coming out of that person's mouth and how they're singing it. Yes, there are some people that do way too much, but then you have your Tasha Cobbs, your Kiki Shears that are giving you everything within them, pouring in, not just singing the song, they're pouring into the words of the song. And that's what gets people moved. And that's what really helps me when I'm trying to go through something in healing. It's not always about me reading the Bible and me finding a scripture that's going to help me. I need to be able to feel it. And through that, I feel it through the music. So, yeah, a preacher is important. Don't be doing all that hooping and hollering. But I need for y'all choir, your praise team, to give people something, because that's what they're there for. They're not there to just sing and be entertainment. They're there to be able to actually pour into the words of the song that they're singing. They need to be able to give that to you and for you to hear it and feel it and understand it. That's why people write the music, and you should be able to fulfill that as well when you're in that pulpit singing those songs.
Well, then what do you say to churches that are maybe smaller churches who don't have choirs and aren't able to, fill full choirs or praise teams, but they're there because they love God, and they want. I mean,
it's
you
not
just say it's not for
having
you.
a full. No, I'm not saying it's not about having a full choir. It's if you're gonna have somebody go up there and sing, then shouldn't just be up there just to sing the song. They need to be able to, they need to come up there and give the message within the song because that's their job as well. It's not just to sing. It's not just to say, okay, I learned this song and here I go. They need to be able to understand what they're singing so that they can give you everything that they have within that song, because you never know how that song and how you sing that song is going to affect somebody else. So it could be one or two people up there. It doesn't matter how many people. It could be 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter. But y'all need to give it everything that you have. And I hate to be this person, but if you know you can't hold a note and you gonna be in 17 different keys and the band has to change the keys every time you sing a word, just sit down, baby. It's okay.
So
I'll
ask this then. Why not just go to a gospel concert instead of church at all? If that's how you feel.
I didn't say it because it's not just about the music. I also said I need the preacher within that. If it was just about the music, then I go to a concert. It is what it is.
I agree with
but it's
you.
not
You
just
didn't say you
about
want
the
your praise and
music
worship
for
to
me.
hit.
It's a part of the experience of being
It's the appetizer
in
to the meal. Boo-boo.
Exactly. It's the appetizer to the meal. If I'm not getting fulfilled from that appetizer, and then the meal is also not fulfilling, what am I doing here?
So the spoken word is still more important to you.
The lesson within the spoken word is more important to me, but the music is, to me, and it's just me, it's not everybody, is a big part of that as well.
Gotcha.
I need to
I think
be
it's like
fulfilled
church
all
too.
around.
That's what I call like church home. So everybody has their own church home, like what church you feel most comfortable with. You know, like Marcus is saying, he doesn't like a mega church. You know, I don't mind going to mega church as long as, you know, the things that I need to help with my spiritual journey is there.
I'd rather have people not know me.
Regina, let me read Regina's comment because let me read Regina's comment because I love it and I actually agree with her. She said music is there to draw you, but the word will keep you. So the choir and the preacher should be in sync, and they should be, because I'm not trying to get preachy, but in Romans 10:17, I just want to bring that. I had to go there.
Come on, scripture. Come on, scripture.
Consequently, faith comes from hearing the message, and the message is heard through the word about Christ. So, and which we preach. It says which we preach. So, the word should come through in the music, and should be balanced by what the preacher preaches. So that was one of the things I loved about what my dad would do. If they sang a hymn or they sang a song, that song would be tied to what he was going to preach. So my dad would go to the choir or go to the praise. Hey, I need this song. Like, this is the song I need. And he would explain to them why. So they got like a little synopsis of what was going to happen on Sunday before it happened. And he's like, this is why. And they would rehearse that song. And he wouldn't tell them how to sing it, but he'd say, this is what I need. And then they sang the way they needed to sing. And so I think there has to be in sync, because the word of God, like, people don't realize a lot of your hymns, if you look at like hymns, I know are big, and a lot of the contemporary gospel too is the same way. They're inspired by passages of scripture. Like they are, and like if you look at a hymnal, you'll look at the top, you'll see a scripture at the top where that hymn comes from, or what was inspired by that. So it should be in sync. It shouldn't just be people up there grandstanding, and that's preachers and choirs alike. Like, people, there are grandstanders, but when the music and the pastor are in sync, you feel it. Like, it's just it's innate. You will feel it. So I agree with that. Thank you, Regina, for that comment. And
my old pastor used to do the same thing in high school. Was New Hope Baptist Church. I remember off Michigan Avenue. It's still there. But like, especially when the kids choir would sing, he always wanted to make sure that the songs that we were singing were giving not just a message, but were in sync with his message. So he came to choir rehearsal and he was like, all right, what y'all singing? And he would write his notes and whatever scripture he was going to use based upon what our choir director said that we were going to sing. And it's crazy because a lot of it, he would be like, dang, that's crazy, because that was on my heart already. So, it's when your pastor and your choir or your praise team are in sync, it makes just for a better experience and a better message coming through.
I agree.
Because when you're all out of whack, it's just kind of like, all right, what's happening here?
Got a question. Janelle, you brought up a point that said that you questioned how the Bible came together as far as copies, different religions, this, that, and the third. How's that exactly affected your overall view on religion as far as, I guess, Christianity goes? I know you kind of touched on it a little bit, but it was an interesting point, so I just wanted to hear more of it.
There are a lot of questions I have that I feel I've asked pastors and they can't answer. And that's one thing that I have an issue with. I feel you're going to take the time to study, so you say, and you're just this knowledgeable person and you're leading people. Mm-hmm. You should at least have an answer, or at least be able to show me somewhere that I can find the answer. But there are so many different versions of the Bible. And I understand that they say that they try to make the Bible easier for us to understand and for us to, take in and things like that. But actually, Ralisha brought this point up once, and it's been on my mind ever since she brought it up. She was like, but who are these people that are rewriting these words? Mm-hmm. Like, I have not been alive as long as the Bible been alive. And these the same folk that don't even want to teach racism in schools. And I'm just being real. So I just want to understand how I'm supposed to fully, just accept what's being put in front of me, which is why I was very, very picky about the church that I went to, and it took me years and years and years to finally find one. But I have a lot of issues with the church. I have an issue with people praising pastors versus praising God.
Oh, that gets on my nerves.
A different offering for the pastor when he is driving a Mercedes and y'all have to walk and or take the bus. Like, I'm not understanding. I have an issue when, our people are being mistreated every day, and I never see a pastor out trying to help these people. In your building every Sunday, and just
these missions to Africa when down the street they got people suffering right now.
Oh, I'm sick of that.
Yeah,
Do a mission trip in your neighborhood.
I can't comprehend.
Do a mission trip in your neighborhood, because you see what they do.
Mission trip down the street.
Come on.
What they do, what that does is just further the stereotype that without European or Eurocentric help, Africa cannot stand up on its own. When in fact, none of your nations would be what they are today without the pillaging and rape of the African continent. So you thinking you going and giving back? You have not given one iota.
If you want a free trip to Africa, just say that.
Just say that. I kid you not. I literally saw this TikTok the other day where this girl who is of pure African descent. Her family is Ethiopian. And she was telling a story about these white missionaries going to Ethiopia I forget the name of the religion, but they wanted to go there and basically tell these people in this area that what they were praising and the religion that they had was wrong. Them people went there. They were supposed to come back. They were supposed to go for 7 days or whatever. They were supposed to be back. Day 9 came around. They did not come back because the people of that village whooped they asses for coming to them to try to tell them what their religion is when they're sitting here in front of a 1,000-year-old Bible. They whooped their asses, and they ended up in the hospital and got escorted back to the United States. Oof. Stop trying to go to another country and tell them what they are doing is wrong, when in actuality, what you have always been taught is wrong. Because the people that taught you these things and taught you that is every other religion is wrong are the same people that were hanging people by their necks because of the color of their skin. Stay your ass at home, worry about yourself, and praise who you want to praise. Yeah. Don't worry about what else is going on in somebody else's country, who they praise, whatever religion that they have. It ain't got nothing to do with you.
But also, who's to say it's not the same? It's really weird to me that in America, a lot of people think that what they're doing is absolutely 100% right, and that's how they're going to heaven, and everyone else in the world is wrong. I find it to be
another problem I have.
Which is wild because we're a newer country, and we are a country of immigrants. So why would it just makes no sense. The math is math.
And people decide to worship the sun. If we say that God is everything, what is the difference?
Exactly.
So I have a big problem with those televangelists, and y'all can get mad at me like Joyce Meyer, Jesse Duplantis, all of them.
I'm not gonna get mad at you because they're irritating.
Now, let me tell you why. Because there's so many people that follow, and Creflo Dollar, all of them. They sitting here. Hold on. Let me tell you what this man said. Said I believe
He's a crook.
not Creflo Dollar, but well, he said it too. But Jesse
I was
Duplantis
gonna
talking
say,
about
we
something.
don't claim.
I believe in the Lord to give me this $65 million jet. And then they asked him why he needed it. He said, well, because when you flying, you sitting in a metal tube with all these demons. Well, the Jesus that you're supposed to serve was good at casting them out. So obviously your faith ain't that strong if you can't fly coach. Because if Jesus rode in on a donkey, best believe if he was flying, he'd be in coach with the rest of us. So I don't understand why you need a $65 million jet when the people that are giving you their last dime, because you can blow a wind of health on people and take away their cancer. You can't give them a dime, but you need a jet. It don't make sense.
How many people? How many members are in debt right now? How many of them can't feed their families right now in your church?
Too many.
Too many. But you living on a hill.
Did he get the jet?
He got it.
Yeah, he got the jet.
So are you mad at him?
I'm mad at the people for not knowing the Bible for real. They don't even. Anyway.
Both.
I'm done at both.
Nobody, no money, and I'm over here trying to eat.
Joel Osteen.
He's still alone right now, Joe.
Joel Osteen can't open up his church when the flood water's running in, but he lives up on a hill. Up on a hill.
He's still rich, and people still follow him and post his quotes and stuff.
Exactly.
That man don't ever open a Bible. If you watch his church, he never opens a Bible. He just talks good talk. This is going to be a changing year in your life. Bruh, it's daggone October. If this was not your year, it's not going to be your year. It's October. Yeah. This is not it.
You know, if you referred to this as slave mentality, like the way people are in church, how they just give their money to people, you know, they're poor and stuff, I would have absolutely been behind him. Because it is wild to see. I mean, growing up, like seeing people that I knew without a shadow of a doubt were broke because my family was giving them stuff, like, and they would just be front and center on the pastor's marriage wedding anniversary, not his church anniversary, his wedding anniversary. They got 55 people in line with envelopes full of money, and I'm like, but y'all can't even feed your children. Let alone. No,
that's so irritating. And then those when they be like, if everybody could get $50.
Yeah.
First of all, heifer, I ain't got $50 because I'm a college student. I'm still trying to go get a daggum EBT card. Y'all gonna get these little $3 in my pocket.
And the same way
for $50 for somebody's anniversary.
You know what's real rude is when they pass it around again because they say we lost somebody. Y'all ever had that happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
They be like, I know there's some more out there. I know somebody just didn't reach deep enough. I'm pulling lip.
It's two people out there. It's two.
Yeah, it's two.
And it's always
Judgment
that end up coming up with the extra money that they want. Because you ain't getting it out of me. I came here with a certain amount of dollars in my pocket. That's my 10%. That's what y'all gonna get.
Toya says I skipped the anniversaries for that very reason.
Exactly. But the problem is that if you could sell faith, it's such a powerful tool. The evidence of things not seen. One day this will happen to you. Just give me some of this money right now. It's a very powerful tool and it works every single time.
If you sow a seed. That's how they do.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember he would come on TV and he
was that old white man.
Yo,
you know what I'm talking about.
He still comes on TV.
Him and his wife. Or like, no. There's a movie coming out of them because they came out to be scammers.
Yeah.
But
Tammy Faye, was it? Tammy Faye what is her name? I think they're Bakers. Is that their name? Tammy Faye Baker and something. And then he ended up going to jail and she left him. It was like he got you millions of dollars.
Did y'all forget about Eddie Long? Was a whole child molester out here?
Who? Oh, Eddie Long.
Yes,
I forgot all about Eddie Long.
Yes.
That just sounds like a name or something.
Let's not even
here raping little boy.
Yeah, Eddie Long. Wow.
It's just that these pastors are taking.
I mean, how many pastors have preached against homosexuality and then been caught, like in hotel rooms with all these, like the loudest ones be the ones that get caught. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
I'm
in the hotel room.
But people were still going to his church, y'all. The church was still full
because of the scandal. People want to see the scandal. People love drama.
No, they were his faithful members, still going.
That's true too.
Not
That's true.
believing that he was doing these things. It's the R. Kelly syndrome.
I was gonna say
it's past worship.
So tied up in religion.
They turn their preachers into gods.
Like, come on.
Like what is it? What is it? What church denomination? It's a house of prayer. They call their big pastor Big Daddy, and like I went to one joint. No, huh?
Is that
no, not Mormons. It's black. It's a black denomination. You know they have the House of Prayer. They I don't
No, I was
like look. I don't like talking about denominations a lot. I'm not trying to degrade anybody's denomination, but I went to one service. And I guess the main guy was there, and they were throwing money like into the aisles as he walked down and screaming, "Yeah, Big Daddy! Yeah, Big Daddy!" I'm like, what? What is this?
It's a poorhouse or
It's a strip club.
And mind you,
was a hard
Right.
I should have picked up some of that. That might have been my blessing, and I missed it. But God, let me tell you, he was not walking down the aisle. They were carrying him on a golden seat down the aisle.
No.
It's
And
wow.
I'll never forget. We had a family reunion in Columbus, Georgia, one year, and every time we have it there, we go to my family's church. They had a whole new pastor, and during his sermon, he was literally walking on the pews. My nana was so upset. She was like, "We can go." Because she was like, "This is not the church I grew up in. I don't know what this is anymore." Like, you don't have to do all of that to get the word across. And if you do, you need to find another profession because preaching ain't it, sir.
Let me read this comment.
And money.
Go ahead, Janelle.
Did y'all see what the story that came out? I believe it was Mormons. Like, they're not allowed to have sex or whatever. Like, they're not allowed at all. I know
with this.
But they do this thing called, is it called squishing?
Where they dry hump each other, basically.
So the guy inserts himself, but they don't move.
They can't move. Yeah.
They're not allowed to move. And the video that went viral was they were like in the bed under the covers, and their friend was jumping on the bed so they would have the type of, soaking.
What's it called?
It's soaking.
It's called
Soaking.
Dry humping is what it sounds
And I'm going to
like.
tell you one thing. I was actually really happy that this came out because I don't want to sit here and be talking about the black church because church in general is a mess. Like, y'all are out here being a mess.
Yeah.
So,
Religion. Like, different
soaking.
religions are a mess.
Like, are you
Perverted
really
by
go
people.
to hell? I'm sure God's going to be like, did you really think that would get you in here any quicker? Because you nasty and you weird. And I did not create that.
Let me read these comments.
That's too nasty and
Let me read
weird.
this comment. Toya says, be in church for 14 hours with the collection plate going around 6 times, and it was 12 hours of them just worshiping the pastors, which seems sacrilegious.
14
And all those collection plates, not one new doorknob on the church, and they be talking about a building fund. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
To school.
Yeah.
Y'all giving me a collection plate and I ain't got no savings to go to college.
Lula says, yeah, House of Prayer is different. It sure is. Toya says, ain't no way I'm calling a preacher Big Daddy. I would have went to Waffle House like Jesus is not here, and neither shall I be.
Listen.
Big Daddy? That's just...
They were calling him Big, and they were like screaming it, like, yeah, Big Daddy, got the band up on the stage playing, like a band, full sousaphone, your phone, like everything.
You want me to call you Big Daddy, Pastor?
But the band was back. I ain't gonna lie, the band was jumping.
Oh,
I bet it was.
The band was jumping. I ain't gonna lie. But that
a black man?
Yeah, it's a black denomination, International House of Prayer.
Well,
it's IHOP.
But I just cannot believe.
Yeah.
Big Daddy.
Yeah. And they were
it's okay.
kicking,
So y'all know my mind is weird, and when you're saying this, all I can think of is a man in a very loud suit with alligator shoes on, getting carried into the church.
That's what he was wearing.
Like, that's what I'm getting pimped from this.
Yeah,
this is what I'm getting.
He had like a whole bunch of rings on.
That line.
He had a whole bunch of rings on. He had a yellow suit. It was yellow with white pinstripes. White gaiters on. And he's sitting in a golden, and they're carrying him.
The ego.
The armor bearers were carrying him down the aisle as people threw money at him.
I can't.
And then the people around him were picking up the money.
How many people were in the church, Marcus?
It was packed. It's in DC. It was in DC.
DC?
What, DC?
The International House of Prayer. IHOP. It's the one that's in DC. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm not Google this after.
Where?
Yeah, it's I forget what street it's on. It's not on what street is it? It's like right before you get up on Howard. It's right before you get up on Howard. But
I feel what you're talking about.
You know what it's a white front bill. Church was
How
packed.
was the sermon?
There was no sermon. There was it was just a big celebration because he was coming to visit.
Street?
Yeah, it's on 7th. Yeah. But it was a big celebration because he was coming. So it was packed. Like, I was in the back standing. Like, it was packed in there. People just wanted to see
That's
this man.
crazy.
And they didn't preach. And then they threw money. When he got up to the front, they were like, I know y'all. Yeah, they were like, I know you have more money than this. I know y'all can bless him more. They were like, bless him more than this. And
this goes back to that celebrity.
Have more money.
Thing.
What was it?
Wait,
because they said
Were you
about,
there?
they said they need to reimburse him for travel costs and his stay.
Ricky's asking the right question.
Yeah,
What-
Marcus, why-
Wait. You said it's called the International House of Prayer?
Yeah.
International House. I thought it was United.
No.
Okay, hold on.
It might be
What'd you
United.
say?
It might be United. I'm thinking
It's
about
on Rhode Island?
I'm thinking about pancakes.
Yeah,
Rhode
Northeast.
Northeast. Yeah, it's on. Yeah.
Marcus, why were you there?
So I was talking to this girl. That's what it boils down to. I was talking to this girl, and she told.
Definitely.
You said
It
what?
was National Boyfriend Day.
Yeah, it wasn't National Boyfriend Day, but she was like, "Oh, you need to come with me because my church is doing this big thing. And he's the main
Daddy
minister is
preacher.
coming to preach." And so I'm like, whatever. I grew up in church. I'll go to church. And it was like 6 p.m. on a Sunday. So I already knew I was like, I'm gonna be late for class the next morning. So I was like, I went, and that's why I told her I had to leave because I felt like I was gonna get struck by lightning. And she was like, "Why are you leaving?" I was like, "No." I was like, "This just isn't for me." I told her straight up. That's the one time I've ever been like, I didn't leave the door open at all. I was like, "This is not for me." Like,
Yeah.
Toya says, "Marcus, every episode I question your taste in women." Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, because
Thank you. In college, I didn't know myself. I was trying to figure out who I was. But
You wrote a letter to Big Daddy afterwards.
but shoot, hey y'all.
Right.
It has been a wonderful celebration today. I've enjoyed the conversation today. I've enjoyed our guests today. And I just want to, before I get off, I just want to say my thank yous because 20 shows is a little. It's not a lot, but it's a little feat. Like we done 5 months of this, and from starting with not knowing what I'm doing to having people that show me how to do things and work with me, I appreciate it. So I want to name some names out. I said I wasn't gonna name names because I'm always scared of forgetting people. Like,
It's an Oscar.
You're gonna forget
so,
somebody.
If I forget somebody, y'all just go at me in the comments. Y'all,
No, look what the pastor say. Charge it to my head and not my heart.
Amen.
It's
That's
okay.
game there. That's a
Mhm.
bar.
If I don't name you though, feel free to call me a Dusty Grape on the fan page. That's fine. I'll try to get all y'all. But first person I want to thank is Janelle. Janelle was one of the first people I shared my vision with and let her know what I was gonna do. Even before I told her I was gonna have her as the co-host, but I just wanted to run it past somebody who's smarter than me. So I was like, "Hey, this is what I want to do." And then I'm sitting there thinking about a co-host, and it was like, "Bro, you were just talking to Janelle. Why don't you just use Janelle?" Oh, cool, guy. I'm gonna listen to God and see how that works, and it's worked out. So I appreciate you always being here. I appreciate you, being a mom too, a mom with a young kid, and you still make time for this. That's amazing. And you don't have to, but you do it.
Thank you, sir.
Ra, I know she's not. I don't know if she's still in the chat tonight, but I wanted to give her a shout out. Again, congratulations on your baby. I don't think we congratulated her on that yet, but yeah, congratulations.
Mama Rob.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your child. Thank you for coming in as just a guest and then becoming so loved by the people that we had to keep you on. Like your tenacity, your spunk, your fire. I love it. I can't wait to have it back when you are ready to come back. Who else? Jasmine. On to Jasmine. I love Jasmine. Let me tell y'all about Jasmine. I am terrible with asking her to come on the show last minute. And she don't give me shit for it. Like, so I don't know how else to say it. She doesn't. She just be like, either she's like, no, I can't do that. Or she'll be like, yeah, just say, what's the topics? Like someone that would just be like, what's the topics? That's amazing. Like, and she doesn't have any problems with coming on. And I think we need to just keep you around a little bit.
I'm available.
Things in the works. Things in
Like,
the
I
works.
don't be doing nothing but work and homework.
Jonathan. Want to thank Jonathan for coming on, taking the time out of his. Regina says, I love Jasmine too. Jonathan, I want to say thank you to you for coming on when you did. I know you're busy. Big ups to you and everything that's going on in your life with your music and everything, with the professorship at Tennessee State. It's Tennessee State, right? I want to make sure I say the right school.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Tennessee. So Tennessee State. Great job with that. Michael Newby, wherever you at, thank you for always coming through, lending good comments, being a guest on our highest rated episode. You were the guest, so congratulations to you. It's got the highest views on YouTube right now. Ricky, I want to thank you because without you, the podcast idea may not have ever come to me. And thank you for allowing me on your podcast back in the day and giving me the confidence to do one myself and helping me technically, even when I still have problems to this day. You take time away from your show to allow me to bug you with questions. So thanks for being tech support. Your tech support on the airplanes and your tech support on the ground. So I appreciate that. Anthony, I want to thank Anthony wherever he is tonight for being the bearded guy that all the ladies want to talk about and ask me questions if he's single or not. Miss you. Can't wait for you to come on through. Lula, thank you for getting on me about how I pronounced your name and always being here to watch every episode. We really appreciate you. I'm going to work on my pronunciations. Who else? Erica, thank you for coming on and kind of filling in for Roz since she's been gone. You've been steady, you've been faithful, and we appreciate it. Like, you didn't have to. But you have, and we thank you for being there. Let me give you some applause for that. And we so yeah, well, I want to thank you for that. Shannon, I know Shannon, she might not be in the chat anymore, but Shannon, thank you for always giving me pep talks and giving me ideas and stuff to talk about. Thanks for the Dusty Grape award idea. I think Dusty Grape's just I don't know why it's funny to me, but it's just funny. Every time I look at grapes in the store, I laugh. Thank you. And Unique, I don't know if he's listening tonight. I know he's traveling. So applause to Unique. Unique is another one who's just like Jasmine. He hits me up on the regular and he's like, yo, when we doing a show? Like, when you need me? Like people who reach out, like, it's so invaluable to have people who reach out and just ask, do you need me? Like, I'm so used to doing stuff on my own and not having a lot of help doing stuff. But when people want to help me and believe in what I'm doing, it means everything. So I want to thank Unique. And I think that's the last person I got to thank. Is there anybody I'm missing? Am I missing everybody? Did I miss any names? I think that's it. All right, I think I got them all. So, and then Toya, I want to thank you too, because Toya, you've been here like every week too. You be sliding in the comments and you be saying some wild stuff, and it'd be funny, and I love you. Thanks for you've been a long time friend too, so I appreciate it. And I want to thank everybody who's here listening tonight. You didn't have to be here. I know it's not our regular night, but you stayed true. You came through tonight, so you guys are awesome. And for those who watched, I take away your Dusty Grape Award. So, with that being said, love each other this week. Take time, call somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Bury the hatchet. Do whatever you got to do. Life is too short, and tomorrow's not promised. With that being said, we out of here. Peace.
Bye.
One.